There we go.
Welcome to another episode of We Really Have No Idea.
I know I don't.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
after all the research and the reading and the bloviating and the
that's right.
and I got nothing. I absolutely have
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
What do you
yeah.
got?
I came up with some good names for Aaron Rodgers podcast.
That's right.
I'm looking forward to that
We're gonna
section of.
do some top 10 Aaron Rodgers potential podcast names. God, we
Yeah,
should have some artwork, like Dave Letterman's old top 10 stuff.
go ahead
We
and
got
throw it. Let's
production
throw the
value.
card with some sound effects.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
What
can
so
go ahead and put something together. I'll wait.
you want to go back and forth on this? Throw one out, I
Sure.
throw one out, or do you want to hit a few or
Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, let's see. So I think I'm going to start with Vinny tested positive. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah,
Vinny tested positive. Nice.
yeah. I
With
don't know.
Aaron Rodgers. Oh my God, that's good. That's good. How about Fourth and Delusional with Aaron?
Oh, that's dynamite. I love that. Oh, that is great. Let's see. I'm going to mark that one off. Let's see. How about the Vax Rogers podcast hour?
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
that's good. That's really
uh,
good. I had Immunized Lies podcast.
Immunize and lies. I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah,
It rolls. That's a bit that I saw one of yours, and I think I've got one that's kind of similar. It's a discount double talk.
yeah. Discount double talk.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that one I like that one. I think I kind of stole that from you though. You had one that was
uh,
similar.
yeah. Discount double check yourself
Oh,
with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, yeah.
or we could go a little literary and go Tuesdays with RFK.
No,
Yeah, okay.
I don't like that one.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna strike that. Let me
I'm not
strike that
ruining
one
my
out.
Tuesday for that guy. I'm
Uh,
not.
there we go. Strike. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, that one's done.
How about the Unvaccinated Afterparty hosted by Aaron Rodgers?
Ooh, nasty. Oh, yeah. And I have one similar. Inoculation stories and other true lies.
Oh, ooh, I like that.
Or a
That one.
variation on
Move
that.
that one up.
A variation on that. Inoculation stories and other fake news. I don't know.
I like the True Lies
I
better.
like that one too. Yeah, yeah.
How about the Anti-Vax Playbook with Aaron Rodgers?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna get away from vaccinations for a while.
Oh, I got a couple more. I'm just gonna
Good.
go with
I'm
them.
glad you do because I'm going to say, let's see. You know how he gets kind of butthurt when you repeat something that he said that he doesn't think he said, or he didn't want you to say he said it. I never said you said I could say that. Wait, no, no. I never said you could say I said that. That's it.
Yeah.
I never said you could say that I said that.
With Aaron Rodgers.
With Aaron Rodgers.
Nice. How
I
about
got to add that in. Hang on. With Aaron Rodgers. You're right. That completes it. There we go. Thank you.
the Ayahuasca Afterparty with Aaron
Oh,
Rodgers?
so funny because right there I had ayahuasca and other hallucinogens in the name of better mental health.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Ayahuasca Audible with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, that's good. I'd like ayahuasca. Hut, hut, hut.
Ayahuasca's Egos and Bad Throws with Aaron Rodgers.
No, seriously, I was just kidding with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my God. That was, that was good. I like that.
Yeah. But I think
Sorry, that was good.
adding a little art to it is no, seriously, I was just kidding, wasn't I?
Was
I don't
it,
know.
are
The
we
wasn't I
recording?
is
Yeah.
optional. Yeah, in
Oh my
parentheses
God.
at the end.
The Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary retirement plan.
Oh, I'm on that.
Yeah.
I'm on that. Yeah, I got that. I've only got two left. Let me
Okay,
see.
go ahead.
Uh, okay, football stories and other conspiracies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Great. What else you got? I only got one left.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm gonna throw the big one in.
One of my favorites because he's famous for this. especially when he goes on the Pat McAfee show. You're not supposed to quote me on that.
Oh, yes. With Aaron Rodgers.
With Aaron Rodgers.
How
That's
about I'd rather tank a franchise than retire with Aaron Rodgers?
beautiful. Oh, yeah. Are we sure the Steelers want him? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I would rather tank a
Yeah,
franchise than retire.
that's great. Oh boy. Well, well
And,
done. Good
well, we'll
show.
list all of those out in the comments below so our fans can rate them in the
Well,
top
not
10.
only that, I think I'll try to put up a title card. You know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So well again, we'll try to add a little production value for our 3 or 4 fans. You know.
Wow.
Hey, mom. Hey,
These are
mom.
really picking up, man. Okay. Uh,
What
uh,
else?
okay. Wow.
So what else we got going on? We've got
Oh, that was enough.
oh, that was enough. How about a little bit of trivia? I'll throw it out there right now.
Throw it
We'll
out
cover
there.
it again later. Let's see. Was it wide receiver Devonta Smith for the Eagles?
Okay.
So before him, there were only 4 other players who had won a Heisman Trophy, a national championship, and a Super Bowl. Name those players. So, well, he's number 5 now. So there were 4 others that preceded him who had won a Heisman Trophy, a national championship, and a Super Bowl. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And it's a good list of names. It's like,
Yeah.
they're not going to be names where you go,
I know one of them is Marcus Allen, right? Isn't he one of them? Yeah. I mean, Sweetness
fantastic.
is one of them. I know
Good
that.
call. Good
And
call.
then the old running back from Dallas.
TD.
Yeah.
TD.
Tony. Tony.
Tony.
There you
Tony
go. Those
Dorsett.
are, those are the only
Beautiful.
two I know off the top of my head.
Beautiful. Another guy, he had his Heisman Trophy taken away and he's trying to get it back now.
O.J. Simpson?
No.
Oh, snap. You're on the wrong podcast. You want Aaron Rodgers right next door. 2 doors down.
He's,
2 doors down.
you're on the wrong show, buddy. You gotta...
Wrong podcast. Sorry. Ayahuasca. Hut.
Yeah. No, he had his taken away for, I think, getting paid for something, and now he's like, "Hey, all this NIL money, I want my Heisman back." And he actually gave it up, kind of almost voluntarily, before they bothered with an investigation and stuff. But it was Reggie Bush.
Ah, Mr. Bush.
And the other one, I'm going to precede his name with a Mister. He was drafted the same year as Peyton Manning, and played almost as many seasons. He's drafted by the Raiders and finished his career with the Packers in the defense, in the secondary.
Got it.
Mr. Charles Woodson.
Mr. Woodson. Yeah.
Yes. So that's
Good.
lofty company for Devonta Smith
Yeah.
to get in there. I mean, that's something else. Heisman Trophy, National Championship, Super Bowl. There are 4 other players who are close. Some of them, their window seems to be closing. I'll just give them to you. One is he's currently a quarterback for the New York Giants, and it ain't Russell Wilson.
Oh, I was going to say, you got the wrong guy there. I don't.
Jamison Winston.
Yeah,
He's a Super Bowl away. Another guy just signed. He re-upped his. He signed a 2-year extension with the Ravens just yesterday.
Was that you?
That was no, it's not me.
I thought you signed yesterday so you could retire with the Ravens this year. My bad.
This was a 2-year extension. I was there for just the retirement thing. This was a guy they brought in last season, and he did amazingly well. They added him to the roster, and he just kicked that ass. He came over from the Titans.
I don't think you can say kicked on this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's kind of violent.
My apologies. I want to take a moment and I want to apologize to my family and my friends and everybody associated with the We Really Have No Idea podcast.
You're one fan.
I really didn't. Oh, fuck that. Anyway,
5 subscribers. I can't believe you're glad to hear that. Wow.
Mr. Derrick Henry. So
Yeah.
he's a Super Bowl away.
Hmm.
Another guy, there's two other guys, they're quarterbacks, and they got a long career ahead of them, I hope. Bryce Young
Hmm.
and Joe Burrow. He got close, but Aaron Donald
Yeah.
sacked him and took the Super Bowl victory away. So that's interesting. It's interesting that there are so few players that have come that close. I guess first you got to match up that Heisman Trophy with that national championship, and that doesn't always go hand in hand.
Doesn't go hand in
And
hand. Yeah.
Joe Burrow, he's got the added. He had not only was he Heisman Trophy winner, national championship winner, he was also undefeated season for his national championship season, and he was the number one pick. I mean, that was a big year for that guy. You know.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's our trivia. Well, that's the
Yeah.
trivia I got.
Nice.
Whatever it's worth. I don't know what else we want to cover. Uh, some teams are getting kind of touchy about season ticket holders
Yeah, I saw
letting
that.
their tickets go to the secondary market. The Packers,
Yeah.
or there's been a waiting list for
For,
tickets for
yeah, for 100 years.
generations, right?
Yeah.
They put the word out and said, "Hey, we're not. I don't even know if there's going to discuss it with their fans. If they just say, hey, if you're selling 100% of your we notice you're reselling 100% of your season tickets. We're not going to let you renew. Either come to the game or don't, because they're twofold problem. They don't want people just treating it as a profit center. And secondly, they don't want the opposing team's fans filling the stadium.
Yeah,
So,
there you go. They don't want it to be a side hustle.
yeah, well, the
They want
side
it to be a
hustle, and
purple side hustle.
they're
Yeah.
noticing that that's what happening is out of town fans are buying them up.
Yeah.
So the Seahawks, they sent out a similar warning. They said, hey, we'll talk to you about it first, but we'd prefer that you sell them back to us first, and then we'll resell them for you. Uh, I don't know. Screw you. I mean, if I want to sell one of my tickets, I'll make a big profit. I'll do that. But their point is, if you're doing it with 100% of your tickets, why are you even a season ticket holder? And I kind of get that. The Buccaneers and the Colts have sent out similar things, and there's a part of me. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I mean, they're your tickets, right? I can see the team's perspective of it, but again, they're your tickets. Like, let's say you had tickets and you
Yeah.
just couldn't go for some reason, or you just didn't want to, or you're just having an off season where maybe I don't
Sure.
know, family issues, health issues, and you just say, hey, I'm just not interested in going this season, but I want to keep my spot. I want to
You
keep the
suck.
section I'm in.
Yeah. You guys, the team sucks. I'm not going this year.
The team sucks. That's
There
well,
you
that's
go.
something that the Seahawks. I mean, they kind of noticed that was, we've had the Seahawks have had a couple of down years, and they're noticing, wow, there seems to be a lot of LA Ram fans in the stadium.
Yeah. What's going on?
What's going on here? On
Yeah.
the other hand, they noticed the Seahawks fans seem to travel well, and I thought, is that are they really traveling, or are they just Seahawks fans that are remote? What combination of it is. I don't know how they do the math on that.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of with you, man. They're your tickets, right? I mean, I get it, right?
I love
Maybe
these.
you put something in there, right? You're like, hey, you know what? If you sell over 30%, you kind of go on a probationary period or something, but something to give them like, hey, I want you to use these, give this other guy a chance, right? Or maybe you resell them to the people that are in line for season tickets, or maybe you create like a co-op, a co-ownership for season tickets. I'm
Well,
an
that's what
idea man. You heard it here first,
doing a great
right
job
here.
there, Chuck.
Right here.
Um,
I don't necessarily need a big cut of the profits. You can send them right to our YouTube channel. But if we could create like a co-ownership of those season tickets, why not? If they've
well,
got
that's
such a long list, why don't
so
they
the
market
NFL.
them to them?
The NFL did that. They created, their own reseller area so that
Why you gotta rain on my parade, man? Let me get a little scratch. Come
I
on,
don't
man.
mean I don't mean to take away. Uh,
We got 5 fans and you just lost one of them. We got 5 subscribers just
again,
watching. It's just going
just
down.
torpedoing the show over and
Yeah,
over. Oh, I'm so terrible. Oh, I don't know why I bother.
I don't
Um,
even know.
but they tried to set up that NFL secondary market so you could just
Yeah,
go. hey, I already have these tickets. These are mine, and I want to put them up for sale.
Sure.
Um, but even at that, the NFL or the individual teams are kind of saying, hey, why don't you let us, instead of you just marketing them to everybody, why don't you let us, like you just said, market it to the next guy in line.
There you
So
go.
you're right. You're absolutely right about that.
That's what I would do. Then you kind of keep it in house. You keep the stadium green or yellow or whatever it is, and
And
it's purple, right? Hey, yeah, I get you. Sure.
I love these subjects where it's, you get both angles, right? I mean, if I was a season ticket holder, I'd want to be able to sell them. They're
Yeah.
mine. I should be able to do what I want. On the
You
other
spent
hand,
$300 on those season tickets, man. Come on. That's a lot of money in
yeah,
Wisconsin, right? Come on.
you
Wow.
remember back in the
Yeah,
'80s,
that's it.
$300 for 10 games for the two
Yeah,
preseason
I
games and
remember. Yeah. And we were like, that's
now
so
it's
much money.
now
That's
it's
ridiculous.
$300 for the
Yeah.
binocular section
Yeah.
for one seat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, well, thank God for those Silver Slugger tickets, huh?
Oh, love them. Silver
Yeah.
stuff. How about Aqua Socks?
Yeah. If y'all haven't looked that up, check it out. We'll drop a link in the comments
You
below.
bet.
Yeah.
You bet. So you can go get
Cross
some
market
Silver
that one.
Sluggers tickets. Dynamite.
Yeah.
Great idea.
I'm going to just go ahead and cross market that right now. Affiliate marketing. Because an idea, guys. That's it. Yeah.
It's a cashless stadium. Take your debit card.
That's it. Well, you can bring cash. I'll be there. But,
Oh yeah, you're
you
always
do.
there to take the cash. That's
Yeah.
that's that's we're happy to handle that for you. Another subject I think we touched on it recently. I think we did, and that was the retired numbers when
Yeah. We did.
rookies get drafted and
Uh-huh.
they come in and they go, oh, I want to wear number 58 for the New York Giants, but it's been retired. And my knee jerk reaction to that is no, it's retired.
Yeah.
It's Lawrence Taylor's. The
We did
number
that.
doesn't exist on the team chart.
Yeah. We did
You
that for a
know,
reason, bro.
and
That's
then
it.
I thought about it, and I remembered when Peyton Manning went to the Broncos, and he wanted to wear his number 18, and they had retired number 18 for a guy. I mean, I doubt our parents would have known who this guy was. That the Broncos, they had retired. He put him in the Ring of Honor and retired his number, and I remember thinking, what's the big deal? Peyton's only going to be there, what, 4 years? So I thought, well, what a hypocrite.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not into
Where I'm okay with Peyton taking this guy's number and it's been retired a long time. But I'm being the other way on, then again, I thought, well, the justification is, yeah, I know Peyton's only going to be there for a couple of years. And he knows that the Broncos are never going to retire his number. If anybody does, it'll be the Colts, where he spent most of his career. But when you're starting your career and you want to wear a retired number, well, no, what happens if you have a great career? Are they going to
Are you
retire
retired?
it again?
Two 18s hanging up there? What?
Well, and to be honest, the Giants do have two players that share a retired number, Y.A. Tittle and someone else. I think it's number 18 by coincidence. But those guys, they didn't retire it, and then the other guy played with the number, and then they retired it again. The first guy played with that number and then retired. And then the second guy came in and played with the number. And then years later, they were both worthy of retiring the number. So just as a coincidence, that was a shared number.
I think we eliminate that BS. If it's retired, it's retired, and you move to 3 digits, right? We
That
redo
was
the
right.
whole thing.
That was your solution. That's right.
Just go to 3 digits. Because could you imagine being like what's that kid's name? Kool-Aid, and having like 100 on your back? Dude, he would be all over that. Come on. Seriously. Right?
The new kid for the Giants, yeah, he could be 158.
Be 158, man. Just
yeah.
exactly. People they'd be what? Just get out of town,
Steven Nyquist, problem solver.
I'm just
Look, you're an idea man, Chuck.
I'm just full of it. Yeah. Yeah. I am. I do have one I gotta throw this out there. I gotta switch gears on you, man. I want to know, like in your opinion, how old is too old to play quarterback? Because the average quarterback the average age for is between 20 and 30. right? You retire around 27 to 30, early 30s. I mean, that's it. Look at the numbers, man.
It's changing though.
No,
Well,
God,
no, you're
it's
still right.
not
There's still the
changing.
average.
I want to, so I'm going back to Aaron Rodgers. Okay. Yeah, you knew it. I was going right back there.
I did know. Yeah.
41 years old. Okay. Granted, the guy could kick both of our ass. Right? I get it. I'm not
At the
arguing
same
that.
time.
At
Yeah.
the same time, while he's throwing, I get it.
Yeah.
He could outrun us, no problem. But 41 years old. There's
Yeah.
kids that are 20 years younger playing football, playing his position. 41 years old. And you look at the media and you look at all the coverage and all of the disruption that this guy is causing. How old is too old? It's like we've been circling that drain for like 5, 7 years. Bro, it's time to go. It's time to go. We just gave you 10 titles to your podcast. Call your friend Pete. I
Well, not only that,
I'm setting out your retirement plan right here. I'm
he is
helping you.
also the all-time career earnings leader in the NFL. If you look at all the money that's been paid to any player, he is the all-time leader at 381 million plus dollars.
Nice.
And to be added, right? I mean, as soon as the Steelers pay him something, I'd say, and the guy behind him is Stafford, then Tom Brady, then Russell Wilson, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, and it's all quarterbacks for a long time. But I see what you mean. That I mean, there's some guys that just aren't going to get a chance as long as he's taking up a slot.
He's taking
On the other hand, you have to ask the question: is the NFL really a meritocracy? Is the best guy truly playing? Are there times when they're not playing a guy just because you've got Aaron Rodgers around?
Sure.
And well, I guess the more finessed question is there a guy on the roster like a JJ McCarthy who you got to play him a season or two to get him up to that level? And if you're not playing him because you've got Aaron Rodgers, is that guy going to suffer and not have a good long career, right? Because I think when you asked the first question at first, I thought, well, it's average quarterback. I mean, there's some guys that they were never going to be a franchise quarterback. They got drafted and they were a backup and they lasted 3 to 5 years and they retired. But then there are the guys. It'd be interesting to get the numbers on career longevity over the last 15 or 20 years for a franchise quarterback. The guy who's been a starter for more than 1 year for a team.
Yeah.
And see, is that because I mean I think back, Matt Hasselbeck. Did he make it to 35? I don't know that he did. Because you're right. There are a lot of them because people go, "Oh, quarterbacks are lasting longer these days. Look at Tom Brady, look at Aaron Rodgers, look at Peyton Manning, look at Drew Brees." Yeah, those guys are the outliers. Joe Flacco, Matt Ryan. There's dozens of others that are right behind them that only played.
Yeah.
To your point, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. Maybe 10, maybe 12, and they got in the league when they were probably 20 years old. So yeah, that's an interesting thought, Hey, but there's the question of how much are you willing to tolerate? We opened the show with 20 potential titles for Aaron Rodgers Podcasts, and none of them were all that friendly.
But you got 32 quarterbacks. Rodgers, 41, and Drake Mays at 22, right? 32 starting quarterbacks with almost a 20-year gap there. And I've just thought, man, Kirk Cousins, 36, Matt Stafford, 36, Russell Wilson, 36. Come on, guys. It's time to start thinking about it. Right?
Well, when you look at, there's some of them, Stafford, I mean, I think they know he's better than what we can go get elsewhere right now.
Sure.
But they're not paying him a lot. I mean, they're paying him like what, $30 million this year? Yeah. Russell Wilson's
not paying him a lot.
Russell Wilson's getting
dollars
relative to the market.
My bad.
I should have said relative to the market.
I have a solution for that too, but we'll get to that later.
Russell
Okay.
Wilson's getting paid 10 million, and he's got
Yeah.
10 million in incentives, right?
Yep.
So some of these guys, Flacco, he's a backup now. Who else did you mention? Stafford,
Uh, yeah.
Cousins,
Staff.
Cousins, yeah, 25 million but he's
Geno Smith,
backup,
35.
25. I mean, they're
Derek
not getting
Carr,
paid.
33.
Yeah, so I think the market is recognizing, and even the player and their agent is, you're not going to get 50 million like Brock Purdy. You're not going to get 45 like Dak Prescott. Well, and I don't think Dak Prescott's going to get that kind of money anymore either. But who's it going to be now? It's Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, uh, uh, Josh Allen.
Yeah. Then you got all those that fall
Those are the
in the mid-20s, mid
those
to
are the new top tier guys that are all going to be doing 50 million in the next 5 years, right? I mean, that's soon as Brock signs his contract, we all know that's the new benchmark, and everybody's going to want to redo their deal. And in the meantime, I think the guys you mentioned are going to be going, oh, well, I guess I'm kind of happy to be getting 26. I
Yeah.
guess I'm kind of happy to get 15.
Yep.
But I kind of wonder, how much longer is Stafford around? I mean, you got to think that Les Snead and McVay they're trying to figure out who the next quarterback's going to be.
Sure.
I mean, are they really going to tank a season? Because they look like they're strong in the NFC West this year. They've got conflicting interests going on here.
They still got Gardner Minshew out there, man. Trade for him, get him starting.
Solve all their problems.
Come on.
Gardner's just slumming it out there in Kansas City right now.
Kansas City, now he's just chilling. Right?
I want to talk about Kansas City before we close out the show today, because I'm going to just get your goat on these guys. Anyway, I know you're going to be hating me when we're done. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of guys, I think they're still kicking around. And are they in the way? Maybe. Yeah. I mean, is Jackson Dart going to – but there's another topic for another time. Maybe look at some of the rookie quarterbacks that came in this season and maybe last season, and, does Jackson Dart, does he start by week 6, week 8?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a starter? We go down the list. Is Will Levis going to lose his job to Cam Ward? I mean, even just coming out of the gate,
Sure.
Game 1, is it game 5? Because Will Levis, he's known to strain a shoulder or, hurt his elbow, and he's got to sit out a game. And, as soon as Cam Ward gets in there, the fans aren't going to want him to turn back. But who's in the way of the old, so Michael Penix Jr., he's given the old Nancy Kerrigan treatment to Kirk Cousins. Out of the way, man.
Yeah, well, I think that's by design, though, right?
That's by design, yeah. So
sure.
That'd be an interesting topic is, who's there to knock Aaron Rodgers out?
Because
right now, Aaron,
sure.
I thought it was interesting when they were talking about Aaron potentially going to the Vikings, because I thought, well, he's got J.J. McCarthy right there. And they love J.J. McCarthy, and they want him to play, and they're eager for him to play. And the fans want him to, the coaches want him to, the front office, the owners, everybody wants J.J. to play. But I really don't believe that Aaron Rodgers wants to go play for Minnesota unless he could be assured and guaranteed that he was the starter. In which case, now you're in the way. If you need to be told you're the starter and that's just the way it is, and you're not going to lose your job, get the fuck out of here. That's not the NFL. Supposed to be the best guy plays. You're not supposed to be. Well, no, that's my job. Yeah, but that guy's better. I'm sorry, that guy's better. So that'd be an interesting topic. Go look at where these old guys are. Old guys. Listen to us calling people old guys, and say find out who's there to knock them off. Right? Who's little palace intrigue?
Yeah.
Who's going to poison their soup?
Yeah, I could see that's a good topic. We should jump on that one.
I should. I'm going to make a note just to kind of maybe do a little look-see.
Why don't you just go ahead and put a note on that? That'd be great, because that rolls right back to the Hail Mary and Herd Immunity podcast.
Oh, Hail Marys. Don't get me started.
Or Aaron Rodgers' Hail Mary retirement plan. Or retirement hour. I don't know. We'll come up with something. I think he's just he's waiting. He's just bird dogging to wait to see who doesn't have a good. Yeah, you know what? Fuck that guy. He needs to double check his. That guy's. He's trying to piss me off, man. I was starting to get a little
You
upset.
started it.
That's it. I'm gonna have to go on mute for a second.
Just
I don't know if I
let
can
you
get.
rock, Davey. You go
Yeah,
ahead. That's all right.
yeah. All
I
right. Well,
can
that's a
clean it
good
later,
topic for
man. Don't
next
worry.
time, man. Let's definitely talk about starting quarterbacks and who's going to knock them out, right? Who's
I
going to?
made a note. Yeah,
Yeah,
I made a
I
note of
like
it.
that.
So that's a
We've
good
also
topic for
got
another
a
time.
we've also got a podcast coming up to review that movie we watched.
Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans.
Great movie.
Good Lord, I watched it again.
I watched it back when for our fan. We went on a hiatus for about a month there.
Yep.
Things happened. We're back.
Well,
We're
couple of
making
us
an
on the
effort.
DL. Yep.
But yeah, so I did watch Remember the Titans back then. I'm happy to watch it again,
Yeah.
just to get it fresh in my mind.
Yeah. I
I
just
how
watched
many
it.
times I've seen it. It's a fantastic film.
Fantastic.
Happy to review it. So
If you
stay tuned.
haven't seen it, you should subscribe
Stay
because we'll
tuned.
give you the crib. Yeah,
We'll give you a good review.
a good review. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll do it in our way, right? We kind
Well,
of
yeah, good, of course.
kind of a funny way of reviewing movies, but so if you don't mind,
You,
I
you have
didn't know if we were done with the whole knocking out the old guys. So we got the schedule released this week.
Oh, what a big,
The NFL loves to,
exciting event that was.
loves
The
to make a big
build-up
show of it.
on ESPN was amazing. I was just like, I was riveted. And then they announced the schedule, and then it came out, and I was like, okay. And then I saw all of those season tickets get sold. And
Yeah, that's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
exactly
Yeah.
what happened. Right?
Uh, That's funny. I ignored it for the most part. I did like some of the team release videos. I can't remember the ones that stood. Some of them were just pretty dumb, but some of them were pretty clever. I can't remember which one's which. Maybe I'll swing around to those maybe next time. But something noticed: zero primetime games this season. The Titans, the Saints, and the Browns. So must be nobody's really interested in watching Shadur Sanders on the bench, or whether or not. Oh, there's a guy who's taken over. He knocked Derek Carr out right up there. The Tyler Show, the guy who was like a
Yeah.
6-year college player.
Yep.
So he. There you go. Derek Carr retired, mid-30s, something like
Well,
that.
I think Derek, he physically he needed
Yeah,
to.
I know. I
I
know.
mean, if they, I was reading about that shoulder injury, and by the time he got fully rehabbed, end of the mid to end of the season, 60% chance that he's going to have 100%, use. Oh no, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm
But I
sorry.
remember before that watching like a Christmas Eve game he was in and he broke his leg. I mean, they
Yeah,
came out and they just went, yeah, it's broken. What
yeah.
do you mean?
It's
No,
like
it's broken. And then
there's
later you find out, no, it's not fractured. It's
no,
broken.
it's
It's like,
broken.
so he's taking a lot of lumps. I just wanted to kind of poke a little fun at the fact that we were trying to knock off some quarterbacks that were older. Only 34 though. So,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
but I think it's, for him, hey, you know what? We honorably discharge that guy because he's injured, right?
yeah.
So
It's
I
kind of
have
like as hard as it was to watch it happen, Andrew Luck just kind of going, you know what? I made a certain amount of millions of dollars, and I have a happy life with my family, and I'm going to go enjoy my life. So you got, I kind of went, oh, don't go, but boy, do I respect that decision. So anyway, the Saints, the Browns, the Titans, zero primetime games, but I got to tell you,
yeah.
out here in the West Coast, so many of the games are at 10 a.m. from our perspective, and it's like especially early in the season before the bye weeks kick in, you'll have Jesus 6 to 8 games at 10 a.m. and then there'll
Yeah.
be like maybe 3 games in the 1 o'clock hour, right? That starts at 1:05 or 1:25,
Yeah.
or 4 o'clock and 4:25 for the East Coast people. And so it kind of sucks sometimes because there are so few games on in the afternoon to watch when, I'm fully awake and attentive and I've had
Out of
lunch.
bed. Yeah. I hear
Yeah.
you.
But the crazy thing is this season, you know who's going to be there either in prime time or at that 1 o'clock-ish window all but 4 weeks of the season? the Kansas City Chiefs. The NFL has moved those guys into either they've got what 8 primetime slots. The rest of them are in the afternoon, which
Yeah,
for them is odd because I mean they're over there in Missouri.
sure.
They should be playing at that 10 a.m. hour for local fans, but they've only got four 10 a.m. 10 a.m. from the Pacific time zone perspective. I mean, they only
Sure.
have four 10 a.m. games all season. In are they in? Oh, well,
Bastards.
one of them's in Tennessee. The other three are at home. So yeah, they Friday night. They don't open the season. They do the second game of the season in Brazil on Friday at 5 p.m. And then 125 versus the Eagles, and then it's Monday Night Football, 125 versus the Ravens, and then it's Monday Night Football, and then it's Sunday Night Football, and then they get a 10 a.m. game against the Raiders. And then it's Monday Night Football, and it's 125 against the Bills, and then they get a bye week, and then it's 125 against the Broncos, and then a 10 a.m. game at the Colts or versus the Colts in Kansas City. And then Thursday Night Football on Thanksgiving against the Cowboys. And then the next week they play Sunday Night Football on the Texans. And then I get a 10 a.m. game with the Chargers, a 10 a.m. game with the Titans. And then they play on Christmas Day at 5:15 p.m., which is a Thursday night game. And then the final game of the season, everybody's to be determined, right? And nobody knows. So it's amazing that, I mean, the NFL has said, you know what? We know you have Chiefs fatigue. It's not just Steven.
Yeah,
It's everybody.
we're gonna go ahead and force feed it to you.
We're going to shove it down your throat, whether you like it or not,
Yeah,
just because Travis Kelce hasn't retired yet.
yeah. I think well, there you go.
And we all know you're going to tune in,
Yep.
hoping to see Taylor Swift up there
You
in the
could see Taylor Swift and her Swifties. Yeah, which I know you're one of them. I realize you were buying some of those season tickets that were for sale just so you could be like watching the game. And
Well, no, I tried to sneak up to the concourse, the level of the suites and wait to see her in the hallway. That's what I did. Yeah,
I hear you.
that was me. Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah, I was thinking about what's going to happen because Andy he'll be what 104 at the end of the season. So he's probably gonna retire, right? Because I think
I
he's
don't
getting.
know.
I don't know, but I think
Yeah.
what is Andy Reid gonna do when he leaves football? Right? I mean, we saw what Belichick did. Okay, so what is Andy Reid gonna do? What do you think? I think he's gonna come out with barbecue sauce. That's what I think
Oh,
it'll be Andy Reid's barbecue
you
sauce.
bet he
It'll
is.
be that Casey
Or
cheese
for that
barbecue
matter,
sauce. Be the
you and I,
Casey.
no, you and I need to come up with the barbecue sauce and put Andy's name on it and give him a cut,
There you
just like
go.
the old George Foreman grill. George didn't make up the grill; they just put his name.
The KC Chiefs, wing sauce or something. Reed's wing sauce. Like, come on, man. You
Oh
just
yeah, Kansas City style. Oh
Yep,
yeah,
Kansas
you know
City
it.
wing sauce
You
with Andy
know it.
Reid.
Oh
And
hell
just be all like,
yes. Oh, in fact, we could expand out and like prepackage the ribs. Have it all
oh
soaked in
man,
sauce.
bingo.
Oh,
All over the stadium. You see where I'm going with that? I'm an idea, man. I'm telling you. There's
you
three,
just,
four different revenue streams we just came up with
I
here.
don't know. Should we post this podcast? A potential
Yeah, I don't know.
entrepreneurs
We
might
might
dial
want to
in.
hold this and we're gonna hold this back for a couple days, right? Yeah, there you go with that Andy Reid
I don't
rib
know.
sauce.
Could you see him going into the
No,
booth?
no, no.
I mean,
I
I
could
mean,
see him. I could see him backhanding Terry Bradshaw. Just rock. Shut
oh
up, man.
no, no, no. That's not in the booth. That's
Oh,
that's
my bad.
that's the
Sorry,
panel.
sorry.
Back at the
I got
studio,
excited.
right?
Like, well, that's
Uh,
where you got to start, man. You can't move him right to the booth. Come on, because you got to get him. You got to get him acclimated. He's got
but
to
it's
start. He's got to
but
be
it's Coach
articulate.
Reed.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
don't
you got
know.
to get
I don't
him.
know that. What would he be happy doing?
I think he's going to follow Belichick's path, and then that's it.
What
That's
if
what
he
I
moved
think.
into the front office where he could do like what Holmgren tried to do, being a consultant? Because I mean, Holmgren tried to move from coaching to being just the GM of the Seahawks rather than the coach and the GM,
Sure.
and that didn't really work out. I mean, they did it for a year, right? I mean, because
Uh-huh.
this made me crazy. As great as that was a good era of football for the Seahawks, the Holmgren era, Matt
Yep.
Hasselbeck and Sean Alexander and so on. And then in 2008, everybody knew he was going to retire at the end of the season. And so it was like he was having this lame duck season where it was like, a farewell tour. Everywhere he went, you'd hear the announcers go, "Oh, this is going to be Mike Holmgren's final season with the Seahawks. So this is the last time he'll be playing in Titan." Why? I mean, what player is going to play hard for you? I mean, why? You're leaving. And what they knew was Jim Mora Jr., the assistant head coach, was going to become the head coach in 2009.
That's probably why they started going, fuck this.
Well, not only that, but I mean, hey, Jim, why don't you go kick that guy's leg out from under him? Send him home. Take over the team.
There you go.
Take it over. Take it. Rather than let Mike tell everybody what to do, you step up and say, "If I'm the guy, I'm the guy."
Yeah.
Well, then poor Jim. I mean, he had, I think, what a 5-11 season or something in 2009, and then they brought in Pete Carroll and John Schneider.
Yeah.
Because they just went, "Hey, Mike, thanks for playing GM." But then Holmgren went over to the Browns, and he was like this consultant guy. He wasn't the GM. He wasn't the coach. He was there just trying to help guide the Browns into the winning ways, and it didn't work. Could you see some emeritus role for Andy Reid like that, or Bruce Irving, or Bruce? No, Arians. Bruce Arians did that for the Buccaneers. Kind of retired, kind of didn't retire, hung around. He wasn't the coach.
I'm sticking with barbecue sauce, man.
Damn right.
I'm sticking with barbecue sauce, wing sauce, rib sauce. That's what I'm sticking with.
Oh, not only that. Oh,
Andy Reid's Kansas City style barbecue sauce.
Not only that. I mean, once he gets the Kansas City style going, then he can, then he can get the bourbon style, the New Orleans style.
He's got a fleet of wing trucks.
Oh, hell yes.
Food trucks everywhere.
One of those, hire Vince Wilfork to run the mobile barbecue pit, where you just pull up and you pop the sides open and it's grill, right? And you get Vince Wilfork there dancing at the grill. I don't know if you've seen that video. That's an awesome video. He's just loving life, cooking the barbecue at the family thing. Hell yeah.
Hey, man, we're running out of time.
What?
We're running out of time. I need you to wind it up, okay?
This is too much.
Talk about our next. Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Well, I did want to talk about teams looking for public money, because that's another one of those subjects I go back and forth on.
Well, maybe
I hate the fact that billionaires.
We talk about that, and we talk about our I don't even remember what
the quarterbacks taking the jobs away from other people.
The jobs. Those are a couple of good topics for our next.
Another one I think I might like to talk about is, I mean, I know we focus a lot on NFL. One thing I like is the NIL stuff for college football, because it's been a reckoning, right? They've had decades to get their house in order, and they didn't. Sure. It took an act of Congress for people to go, wait a minute, are we communists? How come we don't let these kids make their own money?
Sure.
And now the whole thing is just a friggin' mess.
Yeah. No.
So
yeah.
Donald Trump wants to create a committee to go in and unscrew things up, and he wants to hire Nick Saban as like the guy. And I thought, well, God, it's like putting the kid in charge of the candy store, No, that's not even right. That's not. The analogies I'm coming up with are just too wrong. I won't do it. But Nick Saban, he's been anti-NIL the whole time. I don't see him coming up with some kind of idea or solution.
Yeah, he's not the guy to bring people to the table.
No, Nick Saban has no business talking about what's best for the players. Is a note that I put up. And it's a one-sided committee set up to quash the players from getting paid.
Yeah,
and, I don't know. I might want to delve into that a little more.
Okay, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we debate that? I'll be for Nick Saban. You be against. Okay. Okay, there you go.
Well, maybe we'll try that. Yeah. But yeah,
I'll do it as long as I can.
I've got these notes. We should talk about William the Refrigerator Perry. Team report cards was a thing that came out before we went out on hiatus, where all the players, the NFLPA sets up I don't know if it's a website or a questionnaire, but they get to rank they're the team they're on in any number of ways. Their coach, the
Uh-huh.
team facilities, the cafeteria, the training, and as a result, each team gets a report card on all these different criteria. And it's interesting how some team owners come out and they're like, when it's unflattering, and they come out and they go, "This is outrageous. This is stupid. This is ridiculous." On the other hand, some team owners come out and go, "Oh wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, I better look into that and fix that."
Yeah. What do you mean
So
we don't have Andy Reid's KC barbecue sauce in the stadium? Yeah, we're gonna fix that,
yeah,
right?
so many things to cover, so little time. If only
You
we
know,
had a,
you know
if
who we
we
should
could do one
call?
of these a day, huh?
You know who we should call?
Gardner Minshew.
No, man. We should call Jerry Jones and we should talk to him about the KC barbecue sauce. Because you know he would jump on it. Of course, one of us is going to have to actually talk to him.
That we'd have
So
to.
one of us is
I
going to have
think
to
he.
take
I
one for
think
the
he.
team.
I think
I
he would
mean, it's
just
my
steal the idea.
idea. It's my idea. So
I think.
you take it. So you
I
go
think
ahead
he.
and talk
I
to him.
think he just steal the idea from us.
No, I think what he'd do is say everybody needs to come up with barbecue sauce, right? So it'd be like the
Team
Seahawks
branded
tartar
barbecue.
sauce.
Oh
Seahawks
no!
tartar
See,
sauce.
there you go. There you go. Each team has their, like,
Bingo.
the Seattle Seahawks would have their own tartar sauce. I think
Tartar sauce. Bingo.
Kansas City would have their barbecue sauce. Well, and Dallas, they'd probably have to have a barbecue sauce too, right?
Well, yeah, maybe. Sure.
I
Yep.
mean that's, or excuse me, I'm wrong. Steak sauce.
Steak sauce.
My apologies. My apologies.
Bingo. There you
You
go.
know,
Right. There you go, man.
there's what we got to do. What? Let me make a note of this. What type
Team
of
food or
sauce
team sauce. I like
or
team condiment.
condiment?
The
Thank
team
you. That's
condiment.
the word.
Right. I mean,
Condiment
who gets stuck with the mayonnaise?
should
Right.
each team have? Well, the Seahawks have got tartar sauce.
Yeah, but no, who gets stuck with mayonnaise? Just
Mayonnaise itself.
mayonnaise, right? It's like the Carolina Panthers mayonnaise, right?
Oh,
The mayo,
oh,
Panthers mayo, right? I mean, exactly.
oh,
Let me get some of that
oh.
jet mustard, man.
Oh,
Let me get some of
going
that
back
jet.
to going back to night shift, where I'm an idea man, Chuck.
Bingo.
The Dolphins, because you just want to
Bingo.
mix it right in with the tuna ahead of time.
Bingo. So like pickle relish. I mean, we've come up with so many revenue streams on this one
Yeah,
alone. I'm pretty excited about it next meeting.
we should
All right,
retitle it "The
you gotta
Entrepreneurial Spirit" by Stephen
remember to
Mick.
subscribe. Leave your comments below.
Oh yeah,
Um,
please subscribe. Yeah, I
right.
mean, tell all your friends.
Tell your friend.
This is how.
Yep. Tell your friend. Exactly. All right. I got to roll. So
All right,
we'll
man.
see you
Love you,
next
brother.
time. All
All
right.
right. Good
You
day.
clearly have no idea,
No
but I
idea
really appreciate you
whatsoever.
watching.
Yeah, you too.
All
Stay
right.
tuned, fellas.
Bye.
Bye.